Hello, my name is Kenny Mackenzie, and this is my body recomposition journey, having turned 62. From an unfit 14 stone, pushing an extra large, fighting BPH symptoms and seeing the signs of pre-diabetes at 58, I needed to take drastic actions to turn around my declining health and try to reverse BPH and pre-diabetes before it's too late. From early interventions like cutting out sugar and all sweet things, to adopting intermittent fasting and starting my fitness and strength training, over the last few years my habits have changed and modified, while continuing strength training to build muscle instead of losing it. Stay to the end to see where my current efforts have taken me to. I'm not a fitness coach nor a lifelong athlete. In fact, as a child, I was very ill from birth, being asthmatic with Coeliac disease in the mid-60s, but after 2 years of testing in Glasgow, they had to admit they thought it was not possible, but it is extremely rare. Doctor told my mother off the record I would be lucky to live to 6, especially in Glasgow's pollution of the 60s. My parents took us back to the Western Isles and the Isle of Skye, which helped with my asthma for the clean, fresh air. It wasn't until I was 13 when tests proved I had outgrown the condition. I joined the army by 20 at 10 stone, leaving the army at 26 at 10 stone, reaching 11 stone by my 30s, and by my 40s at 12 stone I was a firefighter keeping fit until my early 50s, when health usually starts to decline. First eyesight, but after a knee injury I stopped exercising and hid my knee pain until I took early retirement at 55. By the time I took early retirement, I was already fighting the early signs of BPH, although I didn't realize. As a self-employed taxi driver, the COVID lockdowns didn't help my weight gains. With my gaming hobby and the munchies, I was heading in the wrong health direction, but in denial, as most of us are at this stage. I also googled how to stop the munchies, and sipping water whenever the munchies hit helped greatly. I also came across a YouTube video, 3-day water fast by Dr. Mindy Pelz, which sounded just like what I was doing with my water bottle. So I investigated further, links in the description. I even tried the 36-hour fast and the 48-hour fast, and I seemed to get on alright with them. I tended to introduce this, but with my recently divorced ex-wife dying at 54 and my daughters moving out and taking over our house, my daughter telling me I had to look after myself because I'm the only one they have left, spurred me on to get started with my new healthy regime. When I eventually started intermittent fasting, I kept eating the same foods as usual, but started 2 36-hour fasts a week and dropped to 12 stone in 3 months, which is my goal weight, and got rid of my beer belly. But on reaching that, I decided to go further and try and get to 11 stone to try and get rid of the love handles, but this process was a lot slower. I cut out bad oils and only use avocado or sesame oil and extra virgin olive oil, and started to reduce the processed foods. When I reached 11 stone, May 24, I was delighted and pushed further and got down to 10.5 stone, but realized I was losing too much muscle, which I couldn't afford to do. So I started weight training with 10 kg dumbbells for the first time in my life, and very slowly over the next few months I increased my protein intake and cut out about 90% of processed food, and I do a 40-hour fast a week, doing my cardio gym session while fasted. Before trips away, I increased my weekly 40-hour fast to 48 hours and I do one 72-hour autumn fast a year. As I slowly increased my muscle mass and the weights from 15 kg to 17.5 kg, while trying to maintain my weight around 11 stone, which seems to be my sweet spot, but it's now harder to reach 11 stone. Although I'm seeing the veins pop a couple of pounds over 11 stone when it was below 11 stone before. So I know the process is working. I also think I've reached a plateau for struggling to reach 11 stone. So I bought a walking pad and doing an hour before breakfast and half an hour after my last meal of the day. I started eating smoked mackerel and olive oil and avocados for lunch to try and get back to just below 11 stone. My journey hasn't finished, although I've reversed my BPH and pre-diabetes. The continuing strength training and fasting are helping me lose fat and adding muscle slowly. Although my smart scales still say I'm 20% body fat, and I haven't needed to use my ventral inhaler for the last 2 years. I hope this helps someone somewhere. It's not too late.